So I'm guessing that the reason you clicked on this video is because you're in a point in your life where you're asking a lot of questions about yourself and your future, and you're feeling pretty anxious about it, and it happens to be my situation. I recently finished my first degree at university. I don't know if it's gonna be my last one. I don't really know what I like or dislike or what's my next step. And today I wanted to share some thoughts and some little things that are really helping me navigate these feelings and these turning points in my life, and some things that are really helping me with my decision making and just the way I frame the concept of future. And I hope this can help you too. First of all, I feel like there's this pressure in your 20s to find your passion or your dream job, whatever that is, as if there is only one perfect career path for you, and then you have to dedicate every single minute of your time towards becoming the person suited for that one job. Or at least that's the way I feel about it. Well, at least that's the way I've been feeling about it, because now, kind of just marinating this in my head, I'm now switching, and this is what I wanted to talk about in this video. And I've realized that this need for specificity, right? Because you're being more specific and you're not so broad, you have to really specialize in something. It's really taken a toll on my curiosity and my yearning for broad learning. Like, I consider myself to be someone multi-passionate that has different interests. And really, the idea that I have to take only one thing and work towards that puts a lot of pressure on me and puts a lot of weight on the decision. Like, it has to be the right decision, right? Because I'm cutting off all these other interests just to focus on this sole one, right? So when I usually get very confused or there's something that really troubles me, I go into these soul searching trips, as I call them, where I'm off social media and I'm writing and reading a lot. And I came across a podcast that I really needed in this moment. It's called Deep Questions with Carl Newport. And I really love this idea that he also talks about in a book that I haven't read, but I listened to the podcast. It's called So Good They Can't Ignore You. And he refers to this idea of career capital acquisition. He says that we should focus on developing rare and valuable skills, become so good at them that they're not going to be able to ignore you. And I love that because I feel like my task is to actually find out what kind of skills that are somewhat rare and valuable I want to develop, like something that's suited to my personality, right? And then I love it because when faced with a choice, I can ask myself, is this going to help me develop my skills instead of, am I going to like this job or this experience? And again, I love this because ideally what I'm looking for is a lifestyle. So again, instead of asking myself, what kind of job do I want to have? I'm asking myself, what kind of lifestyle do I want to have? And I feel that's way more flexible than just being suited for one single job. Because I come to realize that there are so many opportunities that offer either the lifestyle I want to be living or the skills I want to develop in order to be living that lifestyle. And I want to draw a little parallel here with another visual that helps me a lot when I think about life. So when I was little, I loved playing with these dot-to-dot drawings where you had to link different points, and only after connecting some points you're able to see what the picture is really about. And I think of life in terms of a dot-to-dot drawing. Like, there are certain decisions to be made, and only after they're taken and you adapt to them, you're going to realize what your life is really about, and you have to discover that sense of direction. And here is when language learning comes in from me. And I really want to discuss how learning a language can do the same for you. Now, I know what you're thinking, like, how the hell is learning a language going to help me get out of this philosophical dilemma I'm in? But hear me out. There are so many studies showing how satisfaction and fulfillment come from the small little things of daily life. The book, The Happiness Advantage, which I did review in French, by the way. It talks about a study being done on elders that were given pets and plants to take care of, and how at the end of the experiment they felt more purposeful and happier and healthier overall. And then another research I read about was done on why long-term language learners felt more content and again more fulfilled. And it's precisely because of this idea of having small little goals to look forward to every single day of your life. As a long-term language learner myself, I can definitely tell you that I have kind of this thirst for life, just to be able to speak to people in their native language and connect in a more meaningful way. So I have to learn a language the best as I can, right? And it's always in the back of my mind. Like, I'm always looking forward to interacting with my language every single day. I have a sense of direction, a sense of meaning, even if on a larger scale I'm pretty lost on what's my next step. I still have that North Star to follow. I cannot explain to you how many dots I've linked thanks to learning a new language. Like, first, it all started being in love, like falling in love with the language and starting to see life through different lenses, because it literally shifts your paradigm. Like, if you've never learned a language, you will not have no idea what I'm talking about, but it really is super eye-opening. And it starts by that, just really enjoying the language, but then you go to international experience and you meet new people and you connect with them in a meaningful way because you speak their native language. And it's amazing. Like, the way it marked my personality and the way it opened up new pathways for me, because, you know, like, I meet this person, he talks to me about this job opportunity or this possibility or this experience. And then from there you go elsewhere, and sooner or later you've connected all these dots and you start to realize what the bigger picture is about. You get this sense of direction. And this is the key I want to give to you. Find something to look forward to every single day. Join a community of some sort. Develop that rare and valuable skill. Like, even if, again, I don't think learning a language is especially rare, but I do believe it's very valuable. And develop that skill to help you live the lifestyle you want to achieve. And now, for the last part of this video, I'm going to be focusing a bit more on language learning, because it's what completely clicked for me and what's guided me through my life. And but the main point of this video is develop a skill to get you out of your existential crisis, and in that way you're gonna have a filter and ask better questions in general. And I just want to encourage you to learn a language and see how many pathways it opens up for you. Just like now I'm seeing how many it opened up for me. Now, this is going to be brief because the main point of this video is develop a skill in order to get out of your existential crisis. That's all. But I want to give some general advice on learning a language based on my experience. And to begin with, I have to say that language learning, it's not all a flowery path. It has its ebbs and flows, as everything. I feel like this romanticizing period of like wanting to learn Spanish, to go to Andalucía y pedir tapas y sangría y bailar toda la noche bachata, it's pretty short-lived. When you start developing your skills, the first months rely completely on your drive and motivation, and you're super hyped up, and that's super fine because progress is fast. But as soon as you get over that threshold, you're gonna start to rely on discipline, plan, and deliberate practice. What I want to highlight here is the importance of having the balance between the resistance of I'm not really feeling like doing it today, and the enjoyment. Like, don't lose your sense of play. Remember, it's a game. Like, life, it's a whole big game, right? And you have to really remember that it's something you're doing for yourself. And you should be genuinely excited about it. You should be genuinely excited about getting the opportunity to do it. Like, you get to do this, to develop this skill. And even if it's a bad day, just think that you're doing this for yourself. However small the action is, it's super important that you take it. You should be trying to boost your creativity by finding as many ways as possible to engage with your language. Because yes, you can binge on YouTube videos on learning methods, but in the end, the best method is the one that actually works for you. So experiment, go through error and trial and see what's your method. Now, as a practical step you can take immediately, like right now, grab a piece of paper and first write down your why. Like, why do you want to learn this language or develop this skill? It doesn't have to be deep, extremely deep. Like, just have a vision and some context. Like, maybe you want, as I said before, you want to visit Spain and order in Spanish. Okay, super valid. You want to read your favorite author in their native language. Okay, super valid. Just have a little vision. It's really important to have vision. I don't think I could be speaking English the way I am right now if it wasn't for a little vision that I had when I was 14 or something like that. Then set SMART goals. And SMART stands for small, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. I memorized all that. In other words, you should set small, doable things to look forward to every single day. And you should be very mindful of the when and for how long are you going to do it every single day. And it doesn't have to be that complex. Just 15 minutes after lunch, and I'm going to be doing this. Good. Measurables, small, everything I just said. Good. Then I really encourage you to have a tracking system. And again, it doesn't have to be super complicated and super complex. I really like it as a motivator. Like, I have my own tracking system here. I don't know if you can see anything. Anyways, it's just a simple tracking method of writing the day, what I did in that day, and for how long. And I just cross the check. And it's so motivating to actually see your progress written on a paper, because as day goes by, really you're doing this small little action that you feel like they have no real meaning. But when you stop and see what you've done in a week or in a month, it's amazing. Like, honestly, the compound result, it's just amazing. Like, I read 3 hours this week, and it was really just 15 minutes here and there. And it's already 3 hours in a week, in a busy week. Like, that's insane. I think it also helps with understanding that what you're really doing right now makes a difference, because sometimes you feel like, I'm going to skip over this because 15 minutes is not really that much, but it really is. I want to really highlight that. And then start easy and very small. Maybe you're super hyped up and you want to learn a language in 3 weeks, and that's fine. To have some more intense periods, that's fine. I do it as well. But on the long run, the very small, regular things that you're able to do every single day, that's the ones that gotta stick in the long run. And yes, you should start easy, but also try find the balance between the difficulty of the task and your abilities to carry out those tasks. That's something you have to calibrate for yourself. Like, you shouldn't be too bored nor too frustrated when you're doing the task. And make sure the material is aligned with your level. Like, if you just started learning Spanish, maybe reading Don Quixote de Miguel de Cervantes, it's not the best idea. So it's just commonsensical. And lastly, even if this minimal structure that I've just provided you with is overwhelming you, or on the contrary is triggering your perfectionist tendency and you're gonna start over planning and over organizing, like, stop right now and go absorb the language as much as possible. Like, stop the video right now, go for a walk and listen to your favorite podcast in your target language, grab a book and start reading right away, or watch your favorite show right now. Spend as much time as possible with the language without second guessing yourself. I sometimes make it a game, like, how much time can I immerse myself in this language bubble? And I just make a game out of it. And I mention this because I feel like more often than not, at least it's my case, that I've been caught in this over planning and over organization or overthinking, and I take little action. And trust me, this is just another form of procrastination. Over planning is procrastination, simply put. Because yes, structure is very important, but I believe that in the beginning, sheer execution is way more powerful. Like, you need to get momentum and simply start, and then later on you're gonna be able to course correct and see what's working out and what's not. Simply do it. Like, do it. Start right now. And once you're learning a language and you're linking dots, you're going to see how the fog of your existential crisis starts to lift, and you're gonna see more directions. Literally, like, it happened for me, it will happen for you if you learn language. So just start now and thank yourself later. So I hope I convinced you to start learning a language, or relearning a language that you quit, or just keep learning the language you're struggling with right now. I know I'm putting a lot of emphasis on this, but it's really, learning languages is really my filter for how I want to structure my life right now, because I know I want to have different systems that are going to allow me to speak to people, and to basically immerse myself in different cultures. And this is why it's so important for me. But maybe you're going to develop another skill. I don't know, you're into mathematics or into sports, into playing the guitar or something like that. And that's going to be able to guide you through what you want your life to be like. You're looking for flexibility, adaptability. I don't know. But these little leads are what make the structure of life way more stable. Because I don't know, I don't want to be 40, 50, look back at my life and say, gosh, I really wasn't living being true to myself or authentic to myself. And sometimes the lifestyle you want to have is not the same as the job you want to have. Maybe you want to be a diplomat and you start to realize that, oh my gosh, like, this much traveling is not for me, or I don't have time to spend with my family or to build a family, and maybe it's not for you. So I think these kind of questions really help. And for me, the solution was, like, the answer was learning languages and having that as my filter. And yeah, I just hope this helped you somehow. I hope you can help someone, and I will see you in the next one.